You have to understand cash in your business. It's incredibly important because the number one reason that small businesses give for going out of business is a lack of cash. So how do we increase cash? Well, one of the ways is we collect cash quicker. The other way is we can simply be profitable. We can get money from banks and financing, other places. The other thing that we can do is we can actually pay people slower. And everyone kind of innately knows this, but what is the appropriate way to handle this and how do we monitor and measure it? The key is something called Days Payable Outstanding, DPO. Days Payable Outstanding, what does it tell us? It tells us how long it takes for somebody to pay us. And there's a very basic formula on it. I want to introduce the formula and then I want to introduce how we're going to use it. So the formula here is very simple. It's your current accounts payable for that period. In this particular case, let's take the end of January 31st. Take your current accounts payable, in this case, this business, it's $1 million. Then you take your cost of sales or cost of goods sold, same thing, and divide by the number of days. So in this case, our cost of goods sold for the period, or cost of sales for the period was $800,000 divided by 31. This happens to be $25,806. And if we take $1 million divided by $25,806, we get 38. What does that tell us? It tells us that it's taking us 38 days to pay other people. Is that good? Is that bad? Well, I don't know. It's neither good nor bad. But what would happen? What would happen if we extended this out and instead of in 38 days, we paid them in 45 days, which is roughly 7 days faster. This is roughly 20%, 7 is roughly 20% of $1 million. We'd have an extra $200,000 in cash on hand if we paid them just 7 days slower than we're paying them now. It's an important thing. It's a really, really important concept because that 7 days equals $200,000 of cash for this particular business. But it's not always a good thing. The way I like to think about DPO is it's like this. On this end, this is bad. This is paying people in 0 days. This out here is 100. This out here is bad. Somewhere in this area is the good area. And this ranges anywhere from 20 days to, say, 75 days. If you pay people too quickly, you're going to hurt your cash flow. That's a challenge. You want to stretch a little bit no matter what. If you pay people in this area, you're good. But that little move, remember that 7-day move in that particular case added $200,000 of cash. Out here, you're starting to get in a problem where you may be hurting relationships, you actually may be hurting your credit score, all sorts of other things. So somewhere between 20 and 75 days is where you ought to be. But remember, if you can stretch it, you're going to have an increase in cash flow. So everyone should understand this formula of days payable outstanding because remember, cash is what causes most businesses to go out of business. And if you can monitor and manage cash, you need to understand days payable outstanding.